Hi everybody, this is Oksana. In today's video, I wanted to make a pendant that would be beginner friendly because it just uses one piece of round wire, so it's easy to find round wire and it's easy to work with. There's no weaving, and also it uses beads, which are much easier to work with than cabochons. And I wanted to use a silver wire, but this is a more affordable silver wire. It's called silver filled. And so if you wanted to make something that looks really nice, maybe like a holiday gift, this is something that a beginner could make because it uses just beads, and it also is kind of more precious in copper because we have the silver wire here, but not as expensive as solid sterling silver. So anyways, I think this would be fun to make. You can find beads like these bigger ones. Obviously the little ones are everywhere, but the bigger ones, if you have any kind of craft store by you, a lot of times they'll have bigger beads, or you can look online on like Etsy and eBay. The round ones are usually called coin beads, but the different shapes you might have to just look up. I think usually a teardrop is called a pear, so like a pear bead, and then that should get you something. If you're still having trouble finding it, try typing in sizes like 30 millimeters, 35 millimeters. That will ensure that you're getting these bigger, flatter beads, because obviously these tiny beads don't, and 30 millimeters would be like a huge round bead. So if you type in the bigger sizes, it's going to get you the flatter kind of beads. So it looks like a cabochon, and you wouldn't, if you weren't a wire wrapper and you didn't know jewelry, you wouldn't necessarily know, how this is being held in, or that this is a bead. So I think it looks really nice, and I think this would make a fun gift. So let's go ahead and get started making this pendant. So we're going to start with one piece of wire, and my wire is 18 gauge dead soft silver fill wire, and it is about 11 inches. So Rio Grande no longer sells silver fill, which is where I got this from, but you can still find it online, and you can find it at Fire Mountain Gems. That's one place that still sells silver fill wire. So what silver fill wire is it's not solid sterling silver, but it has a somewhat thick layer of sterling silver on it. It's thicker than plated, where plated wire can kind of rub off with wear. Silver fill will not rub off with wear unless it's super, super thin. The only time I've had problems is like with 28 gauge wire, which is super thin. It's a weaving wire, and I've had a problem where I polished too much and I started to see the copper underneath, because obviously that wire is so thin that even the thicker coating is still, thin by comparison. And yeah, so I wouldn't recommend super, super thin wire for sturdiness or like for wearability, durability. But this thick wire, you're not going to have problems with the coating rubbing off at all. And normally I'd be using 20 gauge wire. I really like 20 gauge wire, and especially in the silver fill, because it's a little bit harder to bend, even though it is still dead soft. This particular one I find it a little harder to bend. But I didn't have 20 gauge, so I'm using 18 gauge, but feel free to use 20 gauge if you have it. Feel free to use solid sterling silver if you prefer, or any other type of wire. You can use 20 gauge round dead soft copper wire. You can use a color coated wire like this. This is 20 gauge round purple wire. So whatever wire you want to use is fine. I just wanted to show you the silver fill because it's a little bit more affordable than solid sterling silver. But whenever making something for the first time, I personally prefer copper because it's the cheapest in case I have to scrap a piece and it doesn't work out. But if you just really don't like copper, don't like the look of it, don't like working with it, then silver fill is going to be also a good option, or like the wire I just showed you, the colored wire, will also be a good option. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a loop at the top here, and that loop is gonna be our bail. So because it's gonna be our bail, I want it to be on the bigger side, so I'm gonna bend my wire here, give myself like 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to go around the thickest part of my round nose pliers here, because I want to get a bigger loop so that it works as a bail. All right, there we go. So I just bent it around. Here's what that looks like. The next step that I'm gonna do is hold that little loop and then take this little wire end and wrap it around. So I've just wrapped it completely around. So then what I want to do now is just trim it. And then I'm going to press down on that little wire end there, which might be a little tricky, but there we go. You don't want that sticking up. And if you feel it, if it feels sharp, keep trying to press it down. All right, so I think it's good now. So here are the beads that I'm going to use. I have a little round blue goldstone bead that's about 8 millimeters, and yours doesn't have to be exactly identical to mine. You can use different shapes and sizes of beads. I wanted to use a round bead on top, but because this is a thicker wire, since I didn't have 20 gauge, I only had 18. I had trouble finding beads that it would fit through, but luckily I found this one. This is called fish scale Jasper. When I purchased it, that's what it was called. I think it just has some mica inclusions in there, and that's why it looks so sparkly. So it's a teardrop shape, and it's about 30 millimeters or about 1.25 inches in size. Again, you can have different shapes and sizes. So I was thinking about it, and I think I'd like to position this point down, and then the little wire end that we kind of press down, I'm gonna actually have it on the front rather than the back. I know we usually hide things in the back, but this time we're gonna kind of cover it up so it's gonna be fine in the front. And so I'm gonna do this bead first, and then I'm gonna do my little round bead underneath it, like that. And if your bail gets a little moved, it's okay. We can always fix it. Even after you've done it, you can just adjust it and move it. So I want them to be right next to each other like this. And then, so this is our front. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bend this wire to the back. And you can use a tool to help you, like round nose pliers, but I find that it's easier usually to make this little loop by hand, but sometimes, especially with a thicker wire like this, you might need help just like holding the wire as you bend. But all I'm trying to do is just make a little loop on the bottom here of my bead. So the problem is just when I go to turn it, the whole piece turns. That's why I was holding it with my pliers there. All right, so it's coming along, the little loop. Because this is 18 gauge, it also is a little firmer and harder to work with. And so here's my little loop that's been made, and I'm gonna follow it along. So I'm just gonna hold it so that I can keep bending my wire, making like a spiral. See how it kind of just spirals? And I'm just gonna bend it across the bead. So here's what that looks like. Looks kind of like a little planet with rings. So now I can just kind of hold it with my fingers, and I'm just gonna wrap it around right here. And now I'm just gonna use my pliers to adjust it a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap there. And so I want this wire to just come all the way straight across the front. So then here on the bottom of this little bead, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring this wire up, and I'm gonna make a little loop. I'm gonna press down with my thumb. This time I can make this loop just by hand. I don't need any help from my pliers. And if you want to add any like tiny beads onto this wire, that's another thing that you can do to make it fancy. So I'm happy with the size of this little loop. So now I'm gonna curve in the other direction. And I'm gonna make a little tiny loop. And then I'm gonna make a bigger loop around it. So I made a tiny loop, and I'm continuing to loop around it, and I'm making a bigger loop like this. Okay, now we're gonna look at our bail here, which went a little to the side, so we're just gonna straighten it out. And we're gonna take this wire and we're gonna wrap it around our bail. So that's why it didn't matter that the little wire end was here, because it's getting covered up. And now I want to make a tiny little loop. So this might be hard to do by hand. So I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, and I just want a tiny loop that's going to sit just like on the front of my bail. So I'm just using my round nose pliers, and then my regular pliers as well, because it came out a little oval looking instead of round. There we go. That looks good. So the end is a little bit on the longer side, which will give you a little excess if your beads are slightly bigger than mine. It's not too much longer, but once you get to the finishing touches here, it's good to cut it short, because we're gonna have to wrap it around the bail, and it's hard with such a long piece. But a short piece, you can just kind of curve it in there, put it through the bail. Here it is coming out the other side. Just make sure this little loop that you made hasn't moved, and it stays just kind of like centered in the front of your bail. All right, so this is how I want my bail to look. You can adjust it if you need to move it. And let's just trim. So this little wire end, we do want a wire end. We're gonna tuck it in. We're gonna hide it inside of the bail. So you just want it to be short, but not super short, because you want it to be able to reach the back of the bail here, the inside. So you can see me kind of bending that all the way around, and then as I press down on it in there, the little wire end ends up in here inside of the bail, so you can't feel it. It doesn't stick out the side, can't see it from the front either. And I'm just gonna move this loop a tiny bit to the left because it seems slightly off center. All right, so here's the finished piece. I think it looks really nice. I think the silver wire looks nice against the darker stones, and you can oxidize silver fill wire, because when you oxidize silver, you then polish it, and if it was like silver plated or something, it might rub off the coating, but because this coating is thicker, you can oxidize it, as long as it doesn't have like an anti-tarnish like coating to protect it from being able to oxidize it. So the back looks like this, which I think looks nice. You know, when you wear pendants and they get like flipped over on you, and the back is facing forward. So this actually would be fine because the back looks, you know, just as nice. Very plain, but doesn't look like the back really. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.